If you're here thinking this is a clickbait title, yeah, it's not. Nvidia has literally ceased graphics card sales through its own site, meaning they've literally given up the good fight, getting cards into the hands of real people and not bots, at least for now. But if the literal manufacturer of these GPUs and Founders Editions is backing out of the sales front, where does that leave us? And what can we infer about current market and production conditions? Stay with me. The stylish Be Quiet Shadow Rock 3 offers exceptional cooling while maintaining a silent profile thanks to a PWM Shadow Wings 2 fan. And with a 190 watt TDP, expect plenty of overclocking headroom. Click the link below to learn more. So Nvidia's decision to quit selling RTX 3080s on its own site, again at least temporarily, probably comes as no surprise to some. I mean, inventory levels have been significantly lower than many had originally hoped out of the gate, and promises that more is on the way seem to be overshadowed by bots and scalpers. There used to be only two things you couldn't avoid in life: death and taxes. Now it's death, taxes, bots, and scalpers. I mean, there are literally 24-hour Twitch streams dedicated to scraping e-retailers for in-stock notifications. So people are understandably livid at this entire fiasco. I mean, heck, just search RTX 3080 on Google and you'll find a flood of one-star reviews accusing either Team Green or a third party of artificially shortening supply and flat out lying about bot prevention measures. But this doesn't just extend to Nvidia.com. The only place you can now buy Founders Edition RTX 3080s and 3090s is, believe it or not, Best Buy. Freaking Best Buy. But how on earth are these moves supposed to help the general consumer? Spoiler, they aren't. These tactics by Nvidia and others are ones of mitigation. Without a shadow of a doubt, inventory levels are low, and I think it's safe to say that demand is pretty freaking high up there. I mean, more and more kids and young adults were stuck at home for months on account of this pandemic. If you live in the US, you get a stimulus check. I know plenty of people who spent that entire check on PC tech. Not that that's like the best financial decision to do with the money that you otherwise wouldn't have received had this not been a big issue, but that's just how it is. That's what people are doing with their money. They have every right to spend their money how they want, and that, I feel like, in combination with the fact that people are just stuck at home with nothing else to do, is kind of driving this excessive demand, it seems. And in response to this massive and unprecedented tug of war between supply and demand, Nvidia AIBs and retailers are taking a step back and reevaluating their plans of attack. Some of them are taking their time so they can actually, gather up a decent amount of supply. And it looks like Nvidia's plan of attack, at least as far as we know, is to back out entirely of Founders Edition sales until they improve the online store experience. And we can assume this is in direct response to the accusations about bots having been deployed en masse to snatch up whatever supply, what little of it remains. And I mean, think about it. So long as scalpers can make a profit in the secondary market with these cards on sites like eBay, there will be an increasing demand for bots. That's just how it is. That's why bots exist. Some are adopting the if you can't beat them, join them philosophy, and that's adding fuel to the fire because they're using software automation now to capitalize on any restocking that may occur on AIB partner sites or e-retailers. So you're getting more and more people kind of forced to do the same thing, so to speak, because what else can you do? And it all compounds the problem for the innocent individuals looking to purchase a card the old-fashioned way, at least as it refers to online shopping. So wrap your head around this as we close this one out. A multi-billion-dollar company is struggling to sift through authentic purchases and purchases made by bots. A company that has prided itself over the years, over the recent years especially, as an industry leader in AI. Does any of this sound believable to you? Because it really shouldn't, at least on the surface. And I don't think it's in Nvidia's best interest to sell to bots anyway. I mean, they were aware that plenty of real demand existed to begin with, and that's where their sole focus is going to be because they don't want to piss off the general public. But I think that's also the real problem. It's why Nvidia, I think, pulled out of the game of selling cards on their own site. The first time I can remember something like this happening to one of the big three so early in a product's life cycle. Nvidia simply can't keep up with demand yet. And sure, bots probably have their role in elevating demand on paper, but if supply was plentiful, again, bots wouldn't be a problem in the first place. So don't let this announcement fool you. Supply is shorter than it should have been at launch, and we're left with really nothing to do but wait. Now, in the meantime, consider shopping exclusively on AIB partner sites. Some of them seem to be doing better than others. This particular card here you can buy whenever EVGA has these in stock. This one was sent actually by Newegg, and I can't even keep it. Like, I can't even keep these cards because that's how little stock they have available. They'd rather sell this to somebody because there are so few of them to sell. But yeah, so this isn't going to stay here permanently. I'm just going to run some tests with it. But anyway, that or Best Buy, really your only two options. AIB partner sites, maybe Amazon, Newegg. Newegg's been a bit better about it than Amazon. And Amazon doesn't even have listings for some of these cards. And if they do, they're all linking to third-party resellers that are marking these up 3 or 4 times. So it's a bit ridiculous on Amazon. But Newegg, at least sold by Newegg.com, tends to be okay when they do have stock, although that stock sells out in generally seconds. I tried to buy a few cards. Those sold out in about 6 seconds. You want to have like Apple Pay or something ready to go so that you can just one-click purchase something, because that's what you're fighting against right now. You're fighting against bots and other people who have these measures in place to buy these cards swiftly. So you kind of got to play by those rules. But anyway, this looks like a problem that will extend very sharply into the RTX 3070 launch for a card that I imagine will be even more popular thanks to its price point and purported performance level. So time will tell, but I imagine this will be the case. If you guys enjoyed this one, you can give it a thumbs up. I would appreciate that. Remember, I'm just the messenger. I know I hate this news as much as you do, again, because I can't even get cards. So this card, again, I have to return. But please don't take it out on the dislike button, as tempting as that may be. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Smash that bell icon. I don't say that enough, but that bell really does go a long way for us. And I'll catch you in the next one. My name is Greg. Thanks for learning with me.